Something huge could change the future of the Las Vegas Raiders, and nobody saw it coming. A name that's making noise across the entire NFL might soon be wearing silver and black. And if this move actually happens, Raider Nation, we're talking about an instant game changer. Sources from inside the league are already whispering, and what I've learned hasn't even hit the big sports networks yet. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Reports are flying that the Jacksonville Jaguars might be open to trading wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. Yes, the same LSU standout, who lit up college football with his insane speed and route running. If this deal becomes reality, it could turn a rough Raiders season into something special. Thomas isn't just another young player, he's a weapon. Picked 23rd overall in the 2024 draft, he came from one of the strongest receiver classes ever, right alongside Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Nabers. Even as a rookie, Thomas delivered over 1,280 yards and 10 touchdowns, numbers that scream star potential. So why would Jacksonville even consider letting him go? Insiders say there's tension in the Jaguars camp about their long-term direction. And with Thomas heading toward a major contract, they might be testing his trade value before committing big money. If the Raiders can pull this off, it won't just be another trade, it could be the turning point this team desperately needs. But here's the catch. Getting Brian Thomas Jr. to Las Vegas won't be easy. This move could reshape the Raiders' offense, but it comes with a heavy price tag. Reports say Jacksonville wants at least a first-round pick, maybe even more. Some whispers around the league hint at a possible package deal, something like Jakobi Meyers plus a second-round pick, to get the conversation started. On paper, it looks fair. The Jaguars gain draft capital and a proven veteran. The Raiders? They get a young, explosive receiver who could redefine their passing game overnight. But the question that divides fans is simple. Should the Raiders really do it? Coach Pete Carroll and his staff are still searching for balance between rebuilding and competing. The team brought in veteran quarterback Geno Smith for leadership, but the spark they expected hasn't fully lit yet. Adding Thomas could instantly energize the offense, but it might also tighten the salary cap rope. With rising stars like Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty soon needing big contracts, this trade could make financial flexibility a nightmare. Then there's the player development puzzle. Young receivers Jack Beck and Dante Thornton Jr. are beginning to show flashes of real promise. If Thomas arrives, their opportunities might shrink, and so could their growth. Still, the temptation is undeniable. Thomas is the kind of player who changes defensive game plans overnight. He stretches the field, draws double coverage, and gives everyone else room to breathe. Imagine him lining up next to Bowers and Jeanty. That trio could be electric. It's the kind of combination that could turn the Raiders' offense into one of the most dangerous in the league. For Raider Nation, that's hope, pure and simple. A statement move. A signal that says, no more rebuilding, it's time to win. But big moves always come with risk. If Thomas doesn't click or if Geno Smith's struggles continue, the gamble could backfire. Right now, the Raiders stand at a crossroads. 2-5 heading into the bye week, a season slipping away but not yet lost. And instead of panic, this might be the moment to find clarity, to decide what kind of team they truly want to be. Coach Pete Carroll has sent a clear message to the Raiders. This bye week isn't about rest. It's about reset. It's a moment for reflection, for brutally honest evaluation, and for deciding what kind of team the Raiders want to be for the rest of the season. Carroll, known for his unmatched energy and his belief in developing players from within, made it simple. This week, he said, is about self-evaluation, understanding what our opponents are doing, adjusting fast, and finding creative ways to move forward. It's also about looking at our young guys and seeing who's ready to rise. Those words perfectly capture the Raiders' current reality. Veterans have battled inconsistency all year, and the spotlight is now shifting toward the younger core, the future of this franchise. This is the week Carroll gets to find out who's ready to step up, who's still learning, and who's built for the long grind of the NFL. And while the 2-5 record doesn't look great on paper, there's a different feeling inside the locker room, a quiet confidence. Because beneath the losses, there have been flashes, moments that showed what this team could become. Carroll believes those flashes aren't accidents. They're signs of what's coming if the young players keep growing. So as Las Vegas heads into this short break, it's not just about preparing for the next opponent, it's about preparing for a turning point. The second half of the season could define the Raiders' direction for years to come. Inside the Raiders' locker room, a new name is beginning to rise: Carter Renan. He may be a rookie, but his presence is already being felt in a big way. In the last game, Renan caught the first pass of the night, a small play on paper, but a massive statement on the field. It wasn't just a reception, it was a symbol, a sign that the young blood in Las Vegas is ready to take charge. Renan has earned respect not through words, but through relentless effort, his reliability on special teams, his hustle in every rep, and his calm under pressure. Coach Pete Carroll couldn't hide his admiration. "Carter's been helping us since day one," Carroll said. "He's dependable, he listens, and he's learning fast. The more snaps we give to guys like him, Jack Beck, and Dante Thornton Jr., the quicker this team grows." But Carroll also knows growth doesn't come easy. "There's always some pain in the process," he admitted. "You go through it, you learn, and by mid-season, you start to see who's ready to shine." That's classic Pete Carroll, turning challenges into lessons and rookies into future stars. He's not just coaching to win the next game. He's building something that can last, a culture of resilience, energy, and trust. Right now, the Raiders might not be at the top of the league standings, but what's happening behind the scenes could define the next era of Raiders football. This second half of the season isn't about surviving, it's about building. Carroll is using every snap to see which players belong in the team's long-term vision. He's not chasing headlines or quick fixes, he's laying the foundation for a smarter, faster, tougher Raiders team. And while the trade rumors linking Las Vegas to Brian Thomas Jr. continue to swirl, Carroll's focus stays the same, not on noise, but on growth. Coach Pete Carroll understands something many overlook. In football, talent alone isn't enough. What truly builds a winning team is chemistry, consistency, and trust. That's the challenge facing the Raiders right now. They're walking a fine line between chasing big trade opportunities and staying loyal to the young core they've been building from within. Inside the locker room, Carroll's message is catching on. Practices have grown sharper, more intense. Players are competing like every rep matters, because under Carroll, it does. The young Raiders are starting to grasp what he's trying to build, a foundation that doesn't rely on one superstar, but on team unity. Still, the question hangs in the air. What's the smarter move for Las Vegas? Stay patient, keep developing the rookies who are just beginning to bloom? Or take the leap and make a bold trade for Brian Thomas Jr., hoping to ignite the offense right now? Whatever happens, one thing is certain: Carroll isn't just thinking about this season. He's shaping the Raiders' identity for years to come. And in that process, every decision, every practice, and every play matters.